When a Hollywood legend leaves us, the world doesn't just lose a performer, it loses a piece of its heart. And this week, that heartbreak hit hard. Diane Keaton, the actress who turned eccentricity into elegance and authenticity into art, has passed away at the age of 79. The woman who once made the world laugh through tears in Something's Gotta Give, who challenged every Hollywood mold in Annie Hall, and who carried grace like armor, is gone, but behind the glamour and the iconic hats was a woman whose warmth touched everyone she met. And for actor Ed Begley Jr., her book club co-star and lifelong friend, that loss feels deeply personal. Speaking emotionally at the Environmental Media Awards, Ed shared his final memory of her, at Jack Nicholson's birthday party, just days before she passed. "I saw her fairly recently," he recalled, voice soft. "It was good to see her there. She loved Jack, and Jack loved her. I'm sure he's as devastated as I am." He paused, eyes welling. "She was a wonderful actress. A wonderful lady. I'm just glad I knew her all these years." That short, tender moment, between two old friends celebrating another, has now become a symbol of Hollywood's collective grief. Because nobody expected that party to be Diane's last public appearance. Nobody imagined that her smile that night would be her final one. It's almost poetic. Diane Keaton, the woman who spent her life lighting up rooms with laughter, quietly said goodbye in the same city where she built her legend, for Ed Begley Jr. Their connection stretched far beyond book club. Decades earlier, the two played siblings in HBO's Running Mates. And in every project since, he described her as magic in motion, unpredictable, generous, and endlessly real. She wasn't just acting, he said, she was feeling. And that was Diane's secret, she made every moment personal. Every role became a reflection of something true within her, but that was only the beginning of the love pouring in from across Hollywood. Within hours of the news, social media was flooded with tributes from stars who had known her, learned from her, or simply admired her from afar. Steve Martin, her father of the bride co-star, posted a vintage playbill from 1964, when they were both unknown students at Santa Ana College. He wrote, "This playbill is from a college production of Carousel. Diane Hall was the lead, I was a stagehand." It was a quiet, nostalgic reminder of how far she had come, and how deeply she had touched everyone she met, even before fame. Bette Midler, who shared the screen with Diane in the First Wives Club, called her beautiful, hilarious, and completely without guile. "She was a complete original," Midler wrote. "What you saw was who she was, oh, la la." Mary Steenburgen, another close friend, said it best in her statement to People, "Diane was magic. There was no one, nor will there ever be, anyone like her. I loved her and felt blessed to be her friend." And as the tributes rolled in, from Reese Witherspoon, Rosie O'Donnell, Diane Kruger, and countless others, one theme kept echoing: Diane Keaton was authentic to her core, she never pretended to be something she wasn't. In a world built on image and illusion, she stood out because she was real. Even her fashion, the wide-brimmed hats, the layered suits, the crisp white shirts, became a symbol of individuality. She didn't chase trends, she made them. And somehow, she made awkwardness look elegant. Fans often said Diane reminded them of the kind of person they wished Hollywood had more of: funny, human, and completely unfiltered. She could laugh at herself in one moment and break your heart in the next. That's why her loss doesn't just feel like another celebrity passing, it feels like the world dimmed a little. The news broke quietly, through a short statement. On Saturday morning, at 8:08 a.m., the Los Angeles Fire Department responded to an emergency call from her home. A 79-year-old woman was transported to a nearby hospital. By mid-morning, the news was confirmed: Diane Keaton had passed away. Her family released a short message, asking for privacy in this moment of great sadness. There were no details about what happened, just an overwhelming silence that followed the announcement. It's a silence that still feels impossible. Because Diane Keaton wasn't supposed to fade away. She was supposed to outlive Hollywood itself. Those who lived near her home in Los Angeles describe her final years as peaceful, spent with her children, Dexter and Duke, and surrounded by art, music, and old friends. She was often seen walking her dogs, smiling under her signature hat, always warm, always approachable. For her children, she was everything. In interviews, Diane called motherhood the most meaningful adventure of my life. She adopted both her kids as a single mother, a decision that, at the time, challenged Hollywood's old rules about family. But Diane never cared about the rules. She cared about love, and maybe that's why her home, now quiet and covered in flowers, has become a place of pilgrimage for fans. People have been leaving handwritten letters, Polaroid photos, even replicas of her iconic Annie Hall hats. Every tribute whispers the same message: thank you for being you. It's rare for an actor to transcend their own roles. But Diane did that. She was her roles: awkward, witty, vulnerable, fearless. When she played Annie Hall, she wasn't just acting, she was showing the world herself. The hesitation, the charm, the chaos, it was all her. And that honesty changed everything. Her impact stretched across generations. From The Godfather to The First Wives Club, from Baby Boom to Book Club, she proved that women could be powerful, funny, complex, and beautifully imperfect, at any age. That's the legacy Diane Keaton leaves behind, not one built on fame, but on freedom. Freedom to be strange. Freedom to be yourself. Freedom to live loudly and love honestly. Hollywood may have had its scandals, its chaos, and its constant reinvention, but Diane Keaton never needed reinvention. She was her own genre, and while her passing feels like the end of an era, her light still burns quietly through every frame she ever touched. Maybe that's the magic of someone like Diane. She doesn't disappear. She lingers. In the laughter of a rom-com. In the clink of a champagne glass. In the words, la-dida, whispered by fans who grew up quoting her lines. Even now, in grief, people can't help but smile when they remember her. Because that's what she did. She made sadness feel okay, made imperfection look beautiful. Hollywood is mourning, but it's also celebrating. Celebrating a woman who proved that success doesn't mean changing who you are. That beauty isn't youth, it's truth. As Ed Begley Jr. said so simply, she was a wonderful lady. I'm glad I knew her. And maybe that's how we should all feel, glad that we knew her too, even from afar, because Diane Keaton wasn't just a star, she was a feeling. The feeling of comfort on a rainy night movie. The feeling of laughter after heartbreak. The feeling of hope that comes from knowing you don't have to be perfect to be loved, and that's why this goodbye feels so heavy, but maybe, in some strange, beautiful way, it isn't a goodbye at all. Maybe it's just another scene. Another take. Another story that lives on forever, in every heart she touched, in every fan who still believes in laughter, love, and living your truth. So tonight, if you find yourself missing her, do what she'd want you to do, watch one of her films. Laugh. Cry. Remember, because Diane Keaton may be gone, but her light still flickers across every screen she ever graced, and maybe, just maybe, that's her final gift to us all. Now it's your turn. What's your favorite Diane Keaton moment, the one that made you fall in love with her all over again? Tell us in the comments, and help keep her story alive. And if you want to celebrate more legends who shaped Hollywood with heart, courage, and laughter, make sure to subscribe, because stories like Diane's deserve to be told forever.